Check. Mic check. 1, 2.
Yo, is this thing on or what?
What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of the Platform Podcast. As always, I'm your host, Dex, and we are back yet again. If you're listening on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, make sure you're hitting that subscribe button, leaving some comments, letting us know what you think about the show. Today, I'm here sitting down with a longtime friend from back when we were together in Milwaukee, my favorite Canadian, Nashville Predators, defenseman, number 45, Alex Carrier. Alex, how's it going, man?
Pretty good, man. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for taking the time and sitting down and jumping on, being able to share your stories, your insights, and get it out there to some of the fans that might not know you. So starting off, tell us a little bit about yourself. How'd you get into this whole hockey thing that became a career?
Yeah, a long time ago.
Yeah.
Actually, my dad played hockey as well. I'm from Quebec, so he played in the Q, in the Quebec Major Hockey League, in junior, and then went to the Nordiques, Quebec Nordiques.
Mm-hmm.
So he went to the camp there 1 year. Did make a career out of it, but obviously it was in the family, and I have an older brother as well that got drafted by Washington. He didn't play pro, didn't sign a contract, but played junior as well, drafted and all that. So I was always looking up to him and stuff. So I started playing when I was not even walking.
Mm-hmm.
He would put me in the net and he would just shoot on me. So that's how it started. And then I just loved it so much. Kept going, and I was good at it. So lucky enough, here now.
I've never heard that about your brother too, but that's typical big brother attitude. Just hey, I need you, go stand in this net and let me shoot pucks at you.
Yeah, because we're like almost 5 years old.
Yeah,
difference. So yeah, he was probably like 5, and he would just put me in there, and maybe a little bit more, but something like that. We were always competing against another.
Yeah,
obviously he would kick my ass every time. But I think
well,
that's
how much
why.
older? He's 5 years older than you?
Yep.
Okay.
5 years.
Yeah.
So I think he was actually more talented than I am. Well, he's still more talented than I am. Just like the way he would see the ice, make plays, he was really, really good.
Yeah.
It didn't work out. I think maybe that's because I was the younger brother. I got more of that attitude, like the chip on my shoulder of always losing and trying to beat him. So maybe, yeah. But if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be here. That's for sure.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. Does he's a defenseman too?
Yeah, defenseman too.
Yeah.
He doesn't play anymore, but
yeah,
he's done. But yeah, he was good.
The topics that we're going to get into today, we got a lot of them lined up. We're going to talk about your journey into the NHL and just how you got from the start to where you are now. We're going to talk about how long an NHL season is and just how grueling it is, with how physical of a sport it is, the physical and mental side of that. Mm-hmm. We're going to talk about business and branding off the ice, and then a few other things. So give a little explanation of how different it is growing up playing hockey. I always think of it as just the way that hockey goes about it. It's a lot different than people that are playing basketball or football or baseball, where it's just like you kind of grow up in your city and you play for your middle school or your high school, mm-hmm. and you're not like traveling or getting shipped somewhere. Yeah, there's a couple people for basketball and football that'll go to like prep schools, but I feel like hockey is very different in that way, where they have people go play juniors. So tell us about kind of your story of what your life was like growing up, playing hockey when you were younger.
Yeah, well, first off, like from Quebec, Montreal, Canada, hockey is a way of life. Like mm-hmm. It's everybody plays hockey. It's obviously the most popular sport, a bit like football here or basketball. Everybody, I feel like in the States, plays those two sports. Mm-hmm. In Montreal, it's all about, in Canada overall, it's all about hockey. So how it works is you always play with your city, your town, your hometown. So I'd say from 5 to maybe I got drafted in the Q at 16, 15 years old. So from all that time, for 10 years, you always play with your hometown. So you don't travel as much. You go to school with the guys you play with. It's kind of cool because you get a bit of that hometown like I made it out of my hometown. You know, it's like you're not going somewhere else to be with better players. You're really playing with your own city, and that's cool about it. And then after that, you get drafted to junior. So I left my parents' house when I was 15 because I'm a late birthday, turning 16 that year. But you get drafted. I got drafted by Gatineau there, which is 2 hours, 2.5 from where I live. I grew up. So yeah, that was the first time I left like my parents' house and I left another city. I got there. I was living with a guy that spoke English.
Yeah.
So that's how I learned English. So at first I couldn't talk with him, but
you were still in Canada at that point, right?
yeah, still in Canada. Like no, it just across the bridge from Ottawa.
Okay.
So
What about like the host family though? Were they all English?
they were French and English. So the dad was mostly English, could speak French, and then the mom was all French and bilingual. But yeah, so they hosted us, but they were always speaking English because of him. Because he couldn't understand anything in French, and they knew I could understand a little bit, like barely. So that's where I learned English, and I was there for 4 years. Yeah.
But up to that point, you had not spoke English?
Up to that point, not at all. Like in school, we would learn, but you know how it is. Like, what was your second language growing up, like in school?
I took like Spanish,
do you
speak?
speak Spanish now?
Not anymore. I can still understand a decent amount.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you were to have me speak back to somebody, there's no chance.
Mm-hmm. So that's exactly how I felt. We just had like an English class every week.
Yeah.
Which is okay. Like you learn a little bit, but I'm not fluent at all.
Yeah.
So that was a challenge. But yeah, so from there, I played 4 years there. Got drafted my third year here. Well, Nashville drafted me in 2015. And from there, yeah.
Because you look at people that are in the NFL or people that are in the NBA, they're not going and living with a host family. They're playing in that city that they grew up in, that they've lived in. You just go and play for your high school.
Yeah.
Where I think it's so crazy that at 15, you're basically getting shipped off
yeah.
to a different city.
And you have like, I took this path. I took the junior hockey league path just because that's the one I knew. I could have went to college and go through the States.
Mm-hmm.
So it's different. I actually visited some school. One school. I went to, I don't know if Clarkson University.
Yeah.
Which is close to Montreal.
The guys that were just on the podcast last time, my friends that do all the videography and photography for Barstool.
Yeah.
That were just on here. That's where they went to school.
Really?
Yeah.
So when I was 15, went to visit there. I had a full ride, full scholarship. And our plan was to go like Boston University, Boston College, and visit all the big schools to see how it was. But I ended up going to the Q, and I loved it. But so that's two paths that you can take. But also, I was like, don't speak English. Going to college, like just a long way. And from college, so like when you're 15, you commit to a college. It's like 3 years of like, where am I playing before I get there? So you got to leave Quebec basically and go like BCHL, which is in the West, Canada, so it's just more complicated. USHL in the States. So
yeah, I didn't really think about that as far as like if you were to go and play in college, you'd be taking college classes in English and then not really like knowing anything. So
yeah, and you was the test SAT?
Yeah.
That was a big concern. It was like I gotta take that in English. Like,
I mean, if you're having to take everything in English, like
I couldn't have. There's no way.
Yeah.
Even now, like my English is okay, but it's not school good, you know?
Yeah.
So,
I think, I never have a problem talking with you. And it's crazy that now that you think about it, you've really only been speaking English for not even, 10 years?
Yeah, 10 years. And it's on and off, right? Because even when I was in Milwaukee, there was so many French guys. So I would speak English at the rink for 3 hours a day, but the other 21 hours of the day I'd be French.
Yep.
Full time.
What about when you're with that host family? Were you with any other players too, or?
Yeah, this English guy was a player as well.
Okay.
So we were two in that family.
Who was it that you told me about? I want to say it was somebody that's on the Preds right now that did the same kind of route.
That played with me, junior?
Yeah, and they speak like Russian.
Yeah, Trenton.
Oh, Trenton. Okay, Trenton was the one.
Yeah.
Where then he's going and living with somebody. He literally can't speak English at all.
Didn't say a word.
Yeah.
Think about it. You was 16, 17. You go overseas in, let's say like I go to Russia. Mm-hmm. I don't speak Russian. Obviously, they don't speak English. So I got to learn Russian.
Yeah.
Nuts.
And I also think about the fact that he's 15, 16.
Yeah.
Going off by himself, and then basically having no one to talk to or communicate with.
Yeah. How lonely is that?
Yeah. And you're
tough.
trying to focus on a hockey career and playing your best when on the other side of things, you're probably so incredibly lonely that it's just...
Yeah. That's
I don't
impressive.
know.
Like, I remember the first conversation I had with him. I'm sitting on the bench and he just got a Gatineau. I'm sitting on a bench and he's right there. I'm like, oh, I got to say something. So I go, hey, what's up, man? Speaking in English, what's up, man? Talking about his stick. Like, it wasn't his name tag on his stick. It wasn't his own stick. It was somebody else. I'm saying that. And he just looks at me and goes, yes. And I never, like, the question was not an answer with a yes or no. So I was like, oh, this guy is in one.
Yeah.
But I think he's trying to, like, make it, like, his focus was unreal. He would be in the gym at 16, 17. Mm-hmm. Like, I wasn't working out, like, during the season at that time. I was in mature.
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't mature.
That's it. You got it.
I didn't have this in me at that age. And he was already in the gym before, after practices and working out and stuff. And, yeah, it's kind of crazy that we both played together in junior and then we both got drafted to the same team. Played in Milwaukee together, and now we're in Nashville. It's nuts.
That is wild that you guys basically came up together, and now you're playing in the NHL together.
From Russia and from Canada.
Yeah.
Pretty
but
cool.
yeah, I mean, let's talk about that a little bit. So obviously, you get drafted by the Preds. The way that hockey works, again, even at the pro and minor level, is even still a little bit different than other sports. Like if you think about like football, there isn't really a development league for football. You look at MLB and NBA, they have the G League, they have their minor league teams. But you get drafted to the Predators, you go and play in Milwaukee for the Admirals. And that's where we met coming up on almost 10 years ago, which is crazy that it's been that long. But yeah, talk about a little bit about playing in the minors and just how playing in Milwaukee helped you develop yourself as a player and get ready for the next level.
Yeah, Milwaukee was huge for me, for my development and all that. I think like basketball, they get drafted and they're almost ready to play right away. I think in hockey it's different. You get drafted at 18, but there's like maybe 5 guys a year that plays at 18, so it's really rare, especially for a defenseman like me. I was smaller. I needed like time to get stronger, get faster, and all that. So it was awesome in Milwaukee. I'm excited to go back at some point, like one time during the summer or whatever. But no, it was great. My first year went super well. I was in a AHL All-Star that year as a rookie. And then that's when, after that, I went Black Aces in Nashville. So I had a really short summer. Didn't work out as much as I should have. And when I got my second year in Milwaukee, it wasn't so good. Expectations were different, obviously, because I had such a big year the first year. And so it was tougher. I had a tough second year, and third year kind of same slow start. And then I kind of figure it out later on during the season, halfway through the season. And I got a story for that later on, but of how I switched like that flip and switching that flip and really becoming the player I am today. And then the fourth year was really, really good. I think all the experience I had in Milwaukee the first 3 years, just everything was just falling together, and that's when I made the jump pretty much the year after. But that's when I knew I was ready to play in the NHL. But Milwaukee was really good for learning how to live by myself, how to cook, how to take care of my body. Like, man, before my first year in Milwaukee, I was 20 years old. Yeah. I could show up to the rink and not stretch, not warm up, nothing. Just like talk with the guys. And,
you're just young and ready to go. Yeah.
And then I would jump on the ice and feel great.
Yeah.
Now, like, if I don't stretch and warm up and all that, I get on the ice, I'm like, oh my God, how am I gonna skate today?
Sore the next day. Yeah.
So it's a process, and I'm so glad I did in Milwaukee. I think people are great. Met you there, obviously, and the city was awesome. I got nothing bad to say about Milwaukee.
It's funny because there's so many people, like athletes, that are just always like, if they haven't gone to Milwaukee or played in Milwaukee, they just think it's such a small city and there's like not anything to do.
Yeah.
But then whenever people come and actually live in the city and get to enjoy it, I never really hear people say bad things about it. But yeah, you met a lot of people just through the team and other teammates, and being able to step out and enjoy the city a little bit. Who are some of the people that were on the team or working with people on the Preds that you looked up to and helped you grow in your experience from going from the minors to the NHL?
Yeah, good question. I think when I was a rookie in Milwaukee, I had Adam Party, which was my D partner for a little bit there. Mike Liambus, which was a veteran in Milwaukee.
Yeah. He was awesome.
Bussy was, he's awesome. And lots of the French guys too, like Jimmy Olini that was already there, Félix Girard and Freddie Gaudreau, just to name a few. I think really like showed me how to be a pro. But then making that switch when I got to Nashville, it was probably guys like Ekholm. Mm-hmm. When I started playing my first year in Nashville, like Ekholm, we were playing together, D partners and stuff. And I felt like it was like a big brother to me, which was awesome, especially when you're young. You need some guidance. So I'll say those guys really helped me to get to that next level and really to figure it out. Because at first, you're 20, you're young, you're changing country, like you're living by yourself, you got to find an apartment. My phone, I had to switch my phone, and what am I doing here? And I was lucky enough that there was a lot of French guys on the team to help me to like navigate through that, but
make the transition.
Yeah, it would have been hard for sure.
So what do you think the biggest things are that they were able to help you with? Is it stuff that's actually on the ice, like helping you with technique and getting better at being able to play the game at that higher speed, or do you think stuff off the ice as well?
Off the ice, okay. Mostly.
Really?
Yeah, mostly off the ice. I think on the ice, it's like you get to a point that you're gonna get better, but like a 1% more. Mm-hmm. You won't like really like step it up unless like you got a really big weakness. So for me, it was really off the ice to really like live by myself, cook, all that kind of stuff. So I'd say off the ice for sure.
What do you think like the biggest turning point was for you? Because obviously up till that COVID year, you'd been called up a couple times. I think like into that COVID year, I think you'd been called up and played in 5 games. And then that COVID year, the Admirals decide to opt out. You end up basically merging teams with Chicago Wolves. Mm-hmm. And that was the year where you actually kind of first made your jump to the NHL and were up there for a big string of games where you ended up playing almost 20 games that year.
Yeah.
And what do you think the biggest turning point was that kind of led to that jump? I know you said you were going to kind of hit on it a little bit earlier.
Yeah,
so,
yeah, exactly. Yeah. Great question.
Yeah.
There was 2 parts out of it. So my 3rd year in Milwaukee, I was really comfortable. I liked where I was in the fact that I loved Milwaukee. I love my teammates. I had a lot of friends. We had a lot of fun, and maybe too much sometimes. So I was just comfortable, and we had a long road trip. We started in Cleveland. We played 2 games in Cleveland, and then I thought I played all right, like nothing crazy, but I thought I had 2 good games. And then we were flying out to Texas, Austin, Texas, and then I'm in Austin. I'm in my hotel room with Freddie. Mm-hmm. Freddie was my roommate. And my dad calls me. So then, what's up, Dad? And then he goes, and I've never told that story, I think, on a podcast or whatsoever. So he goes, hey, like, how'd you find your games in Cleveland? I'm like, went well. Like, because my dad never missed 1 game. He watches every game. Okay. And when me and my brother were playing at the same time, he would watch like every games. He's not a hockey fan. He's a fan of us, you know. Like when I'm done playing, he's not watching hockey anymore. But he never misses a game. Same as my mom. So he's like, "Oh, really? You think you played well?" So I go, "Oh, yeah. What do you mean?" But I wasn't laughing at that time. And then he goes, "Well, I just think doesn't look like you want to make it to the next level. It feels like you're comfortable, and watch your game, go watch it again, and call me back and let me know what you think. So I go, okay, like, holy, like you saw that from just watching on the internet. I'm like, must be bad, you know? So I go watch both games, and I'm putting myself in this position of like watching it on TV and like not missing one game, always like watching it Friday, Saturday night. And I'm like, oh my God, if I'm not playing bad, but I'm not playing to win or playing to like be better and dominate, you know? So I'm thinking, yeah, I'm not proud of myself, you know, just of like, so that was one big part. And then we played the next day in Austin. And that's when I just flipped it of just like, I want to dominate and I want to make it to the next level. I was just so much comfortable in Milwaukee of just doing my thing and no pressure really, just playing and having fun with the guys. And then when he told me that, I was like, that kind of like put me in perspective of why am I doing this kind of, well, like deep down, I'm playing hockey to make my parents proud. I'm playing hockey to like create memories for my family, for kind of my legacy almost, you know? So that was a big turning point of just like, okay, I got to step it up. And I ended up playing like the last 20 games of the season after that call, I had like a point per game almost. I really like was stepping it up and really being the defenseman I should have been all season. So that was the first part of it. And after that, the fourth year in Milwaukee, I just kept going from that 20 game like span at the end of the season. Just kept it going. Everything was going great. I was really like more dedicated. I didn't want to party. I didn't want to do anything off the ice. I really wanted to make it to the NHL. So the fourth year, I was an AHL All-Star again. Everything was going great. And I knew I got called up that year, played 2 or 3 games, and got called up after 3 years, you know? Like I got called up my first year, took 3 years before my second called up. So I had to figure it out in that time, and I did. And I played great those 2 or 3 games in Nashville. So I was like, mentally, I knew I was ready to take that next step. And I knew I was ready to play in the NHL. And that's when COVID hit. Kind of sucked because we had a great team in Milwaukee.
Yeah.
I was really excited to like play in the playoffs with that team and maybe win it all, you know. So COVID hit, and it was actually a good thing for me that COVID hit because I had like 10 months of working out. Like I changed trainers too that summer. I got really more strong and faster. So that was huge. But when I came back that COVID year in the Nashville, that's what you were saying, that Chicago, we merged with Chicago in the AHL. So I went back and I was like, hell no, I'm not staying here. Like we had 2 teams in one. I was like, I can't do this. So that's why I was like, I gotta get back to Nashville and get on the taxi squad. And when I did, I never let it go. I was like, I'm not going back there.
Yeah, I know from talking about it before. I mean, you just kind of were talking about merging with the team and just how difficult it was, because then you're basically fighting for a roster spot with 2 teams instead of 1. So you have twice the competition to try and get on the ice. Plus, then the living situation wasn't ideal. Basically, like living out of a hotel in not the best neighborhood. So yeah, then just once you got called up, just not wanting to go back and play in the AHL ever since then. So and it's awesome. And now you've been up on the Preds since then. Tell us a little bit about playing in Nashville and just kind of what it's like, man. You guys got a new coach this year.
Yep.
Couple new players joining the team, couple players that were big parts of the team that left. Up till this point in the season, what's your outlook on the team right now?
Yeah, team's looking good, honestly. I think it was an adaptation at first. Like you said, new management, new coach, new system. So we had to adapt a little bit. But I think the way we're playing, it's much more exciting, especially from a viewpoint of a smaller defenseman like me that likes going up the ice and making plays and all like to have the puck. So it's really exciting. I think we're gonna do good things. It just like we're also a young squad, so it's just about getting it together, like day in and day out. Like we said, like the schedule is really hard, so just to be consistent 82 games and then we'll be fine. But playing in Nashville it's awesome. I love it.
Yeah, I've obviously been to a bunch of games. Shout out to my sponsor who gets me tickets to the games. And Bridgestone is awesome. It's a great place to watch the games. The fans at your guys' games are always into it. I feel like they understand the game. They're not just like there, which I was not expecting coming to like the first couple of games. I figured it was just going to be a bunch of tourists that are just like coming to the game just because they're in town for that weekend.
Yeah.
But you guys do get a very, very good crowd that supports the team. A lot of wild stuff like throwing catfish out on the ice, which is an only Nashville thing. And this year you're on a contract year. You signed a 1-year deal, expires at the end of this year. So when you're on a deal like that, how much are you thinking about raising the level of your play and playing out that contract to get that next one? Or is that something that you kind of try not to think of and try and block out and just focus on taking game by game?
Yeah, that's actually something I learned last year. Last year, coming in my second full season with the Preds, my contract was up at the same time at the end of the season. I was on a 3-year deal, and that was my 3rd year. So I just came in and I put a lot of pressure on myself, like just off the start. Like I really want to perform and help the team win, and that just added more pressure. And I kind of struggled with it. Like last year, I started the season, like I didn't have a point for 20 games. I was struggling. I wasn't playing my best hockey, and I didn't know why. I was like, why am I struggling? Like, to me, like I'm always one of the hardest working guy. Oh, I'm not playing well. All right, let me go in the gym. Let me do like extra reps, and it'll come back, you know. But sometimes you gotta figure out that it's not physically, it's mentally. And that's why I started to work with a mental coach, a psychologist. He played hockey as well before, so he knows a bit of the game. And we started to work together for over a year now. And I think it prepared me for this year. When I signed a 1-year deal, it kind of like helped me to not think about it as much. Last year, like I would think about it like 24/7, and it would drive me nuts. And this year, I know what I'm capable of. I know like what I bring to the team, and I don't put the extra pressure like I did last year. So like you always say, I try not to think about it, but you will always think about it. But there's a difference of thinking about it in a way that you're like, all right, that's fine. Like I'm up after this year, and also of like, oh, I gotta have points to sign a big contract. So I kind of learned that last year, that it's not about points, it's not about results. You gotta just be in the present and play your game like you've always done it.
Yeah, because I feel like even talking about last year, you're kind of probably just ended up getting into your own head because you're thinking about it so much. And then obviously last year you have issues with the injuries. You had a broken hand. You end up breaking your collarbone. So obviously that's just stuff that you can't help.
Yeah.
But then do you think about like how does that affect you mentally even more, where then you're already thinking about not having a point, and then you're thinking about, well, shit, now I just got hurt.
Yeah. And
then you get hurt again, and it's like I feel like that stuff just got to end up wearing on you so much.
Yeah, that was tough getting hurt. But at the same time, you're like, when I broke my hand, I was like, oh, it's fine, just a month or so, and then I'll be back. And then the second game back, I broke my collarbone. So I was like, all right, I'm done this year, you know? So I was like, at the same time, I couldn't do anything else about it. But it also gave me time to do other stuff. Like what I just said, like working on my spirituality, and like more of like, oh, I'm thinking and all that kind of stuff, like off the ice. And so that gave me time to do that. If I would have been hurt, like with the season and just so many games, you don't have much time to like, you just think about hockey and that's what you got to do. But so it kind of gave me like a break and be like, okay, you're going to go to the rink in the morning to like physio and all that. But after that, you got 10 hours where you're going to do with it. And that's how we worked. And we really dig deep in like mentally and mental stuff like that.
Yeah,
that
just being able to decompress and get your mind off of work and hockey and all the time.
Yeah.
So.
And it was nice because, like I said earlier, I was like, why am I not playing well? I'm working hard, all that, and all of a sudden I got another answer of like, well, you're playing bad because you're in your head too much, and now we're gonna help you get it out of it and just be yourself, basically.
Yeah. How'd you break your hand? Tell everyone how you broke your hand.
Yeah, I fought. I'm 5'10", 5'11" when I'm tippy toe, and 180 pounds, and I fought this guy 6'7". Stanley on Winnipeg fought this guy.
6'7", yeah.
And I never fight. That was
first ever career NHL fight.
Yeah, 6'7". He's probably like 230 or something.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Well, actually, I did decent though.
I know.
Like surprisingly,
yeah,
decent.
yeah. It's
But-
just crazy that your first career fight, you end up breaking your hand.
I
You're
know.
like, what are the fucking chances?
I know, and not even punching. Like
Yeah.
I remember, I was holding him. I was like, "Don't let go," because otherwise you're fucked. So,
Yeah.
So I was like, "Oh," fell down. I'm like, "Oh, I'm good." He didn't punch me in the face. I'm all right. I did decent.
That's a plus. You didn't get punched in the
that's a
face.
plus. So I get back to in the bench for my 5 minutes. I'm like, "Oh man, my hands hurt." But I'm like, I didn't punch with. That was my left hand I was holding. So I didn't punch with. Oh, it's impossible that it's broken. Like it must be like just my finger that twisted or whatever. I go back on the ice. I couldn't do anything. Did an X-ray. It was broken. So I was like, what the hell? I guess that it was a middle finger in the hand. And when you grab something, if you like your hand goes to the right and your forearm goes to the left,
yeah.
it like twists like So it broke like this.
Gotcha.
So I'm not fighting 6, 7, or
Yeah.
6. I'm done with that.
Took that off of your things to do this year.
Yeah, I've done it, and I'm not doing it again.
Well, NHL seasons, I mean, obviously things in hockey get very, very physical. You guys have an 82-game season, a lot of traveling. You guys are a Western Conference team, even though Nashville is more on the East. So your travel is often in like different time zones. You're going playing 2-3 games a week. Oftentimes in NHL, even you're on a back-to-back. Talk about the physical part of the game and how often you feel like you're actually at 100% during a year.
All of 82 games, honestly, like one times every 10 games, I'd say. That's your 100% that you get on the ice and you're like, man, I feel great today. One time every 10 games, if you're lucky. Like it's a grind, and all the traveling, like you said, time zones. I thought I would like it's nice. We fly private and all that, and I'm not complaining about it. But when I was in Milwaukee, I was like, oh, I can't wait to get to the NHL. No more buses, no more all that. But it's you get so tired from the time zones, your body, like the pressure, the air pressure, and all that. So. That was a big surprise for me my first year. I was like, oh my God, I'm tired all the time. And that's when like taking care of you and really like sleeping well and eating well, that makes a huge difference down the line. But yeah, it's a challenge, 100%.
Being that it's a much more physical sport. Like I look at an NBA is 82 games, but you're not getting checked into boards and just not as physical, and obviously on skates you can go a little bit faster too. It's crazy to me that, I mean, you guys can play the games that you do and put your body through what you do and kind of keep going to the next game, especially playing that frequently too.
It's nuts because I think your body gets used to it a little bit, like bruises and stuff. I actually saw a podcast on George Kittle was talking about his feet, like he gets, at first his feet are super nice, and then during the season they get so banged up, and he's like, but then they get used to it. And I was thinking about it, like it's true. Like when you first start like training camp, everything hurts, but differently. Now it hurts like more deep.
Yeah.
So it's different. Your body gets used to the bruises and the hits and all that, but it just your energy like overall just goes down and down and down. That's why you got to bring it back up, but. It's crazy. Yeah, 82 games, and we have a back-to-back this weekend.
Yeah,
which is crazy. But
perfect example where then you got and then it's going to be like your first weekend back playing too after you haven't played the last week. So coming back and just straight into a back-to-back.
Yeah, it's Yeah, it's tough because we always flew out. So if we play Friday night and then Saturday night, we're gonna flew out of, let's say, Toronto or straight to Montreal. So you're getting back to your hotel at like 2 a.m.
2 in the morning.
You're going to bed like late, and then
Got skate again at 10 in the morning.
Yeah, probably won't have a skate that day, but still.
For you, only 27 years old, do you still think about what's going to happen post-career? Are you like planning for it in any way? Any kind of business ventures that you're getting into, and just preparation for after your career?
Yeah, it's something I think about a lot. You know, if you're playing till 33, 34, 35, you're lucky. And then after that, you got another 30 before you retired. So something I think a lot about. Obviously, going from the Q, I didn't go to college. I don't have a degree and all that. So that kind of worries me in a way. But I'm taking a class right now, online class with the that's our PA or Player Association. They offer us like school or classes and stuff like that. So I took one business, Stanford.
Really?
So Stanford.
Yeah.
I'm pretty smart.
Yeah.
But this is just to give me an idea of what I want to do, I think, a little bit of if I like it or not. And do something else in hockey too, sometimes on days off and all that. But yeah, it's something that I always think about. And I'm not sure what I'm going to do. I have absolutely no clue. Sometimes I want to get out of hockey, but at the same time, that's all I know. I'm good at that. Why would I not stay in it? So, yeah, I don't know.
What would you want to get into hockey related wise? Like, are you thinking coaching? You're thinking broadcasting? What would you ideally get into?
I like coaching, but I don't think when I'm done playing, I don't think I want to travel that much. I want to be home more, and I hope I'm going to have kids one day, so be with them more. But I think broadcasting would be nice, like analysts on TV. I would like that. Every time I do like interviews on TV in the studio, I love it. I think it's super cool, and it's pretty chill too. Like pretty much what they do, they show up there. Let's say they want to talk about the game. So they show up there. They're like 4 guys. They all know each other. They're buddies. They sit down in a couch like this, watch the game, and they talk about, what a bad play. Oh, what a good player, whatever. And then the host of the show is just taking notes.
Taking notes, yeah.
And then when they get on, it's just like, hey, you said on that play, show the clip that he made a bad play. Like, what did you think and all that? So I was like, this is pretty fun. Like, your 2-3 buddies talk about hockey, no pressure. Like, this is cool.
And obviously that would be something that comes easy to you because you're playing it, you understand it.
My perspective of the game is different than a normal fan. So just when I watch a game with my fiance, she's going to see something and it's going to be like, oh, look at that play. And I'm like, yeah, that's not what happened. Like this happened. And every time she's like so impressed. But I'm like, yeah, obviously I see it different than you. So I think that'd be cool to do.
I mean, you have a couple players that are on the team right now currently that kind of have their hands in a couple other businesses. Former players, I think of like a Matt Duchene, who is part of HO Tequila Soda.
Yep.
Yossi, one of the partners with like 1230 Club. Is that something that you look into getting into a business side and taking business classes, or what are you kind of looking at doing?
I don't have much idea, to be honest, but that would be cool to be part of like a project like that. Also, Yo's got Norcane, the watches.
Okay.
Swiss watch. They're super nice. He's like one of the owner as well.
You get you guys some?
I'm telling him, like, we need a bigger discount, man. It's like 30%. That's not enough. But yeah, it'd be cool to be part of just something else and learn. I think I got to do a better job at that, of like making contacts while I'm playing. Because when you're done playing and then you want to get back in the business, then it's like, oh, who are you? But when you're like, oh, I play with the Nashville Predators, then everybody's more like, oh, come on in, kind of. So I think I got to do a better job of making contacts and be more open and reach out more to people about business ideas, or like just business in general, just to learn more. I don't know I don't know what I want to do specifically, but just to be on a project that I like, that I'm passionate about, that'd be great.
Yeah, I think about it a lot as far as a DJ, and we talk about it so much with other DJs and other artists, of just how important your branding and how you market yourself is. And I absolutely think that it carries over to athletes too, where building your brand while you're playing is so important, building that fan base and engaging with everybody, so that way when your career is done, you still have value to either the NHL community or just the sports community as a whole, where they're already following you on social media or whatever it's going to be, or they've seen you do these interviews, or they've seen you out in the community, where it just creates a higher value for you as a business spokesperson, an ambassador, whatever you end up wanting to take on project wise, just can help a lot more.
100%. And I think I'm doing a poor job of branding myself, like just through social media. I don't remember last time I posted something.
Yeah.
And I think I got to get out of my comfort zone and really like not be shy about it, because I feel like if you post something, people are judging you and all that. And I got to get out of that. I know it's all in my head.
You're getting out of it right now doing this.
Yeah, exactly. But now like reposting it and all that'd be another like stuff that I'm like, oh, I don't know.
That's another hurdle we're gonna have to deal with in a little bit.
Exactly.
When I send these clips over, you'll see. I don't know about that.
But that's how it is. I think, we all gonna have a life after hockey, so you gotta prepare it to make sure you're happy when you're done playing and you still got something that you care about.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah, you guys as a team, I mean, you guys do a lot. Preds, I think, are very good with getting you guys involved with the community. A lot of players on the team have just different organizations that they deal with, whether they're charitable organizations or just kind of youth organizations. Like UC and his wife have a charity for pets, which obviously I love.
Yeah.
And then you look at other people that are running, I think like Forsberg has a youth organization for kids hockey camp.
Yeah, I went to help one time too.
Okay, yeah, see? And even that, like that's something where, every kid just loves being able to work with all the players. Pecorine got a statue out front and has his cancer foundation. So there's a lot of that kind of charitable organizations that the Preds pour into themselves as a team, and then the players are able to be representatives of those organizations too. Is there anything that you're working with right now off the ice, charity-wise, or anything that you kind of have your eyes on in the future?
We actually talk like with the Preds, me, Colton Sisson, and Dante Fabro. We actually went to Walmart and we all bought clothes and gifts for Christmas coming up.
Okay.
So what we did, we all had a list of kids and what they wanted and stuff, like bikes. Like,
is it specific kids? Like you have a list of
like
really?
a list.
That's
like,
awesome.
Oh, this kid wants a bike.
Yeah.
His favorite color is blue. So I'm there looking at bikes. And that one, let me try it. All right, let's buy it. Like we did that. So we did that 2 weeks ago, I think.
Okay.
And then we're doing like a party with them that they're coming to Bridgestone and skate with us and opening their gifts and presents and all that.
Do they have any idea yet?
I don't know. A good question.
Yeah.
So it's all the Preds that put that together, and then we come in and just help them. But yeah, it's called the Boys and Girls Club, I think.
Okay. Yeah.
And so we do that for Christmas. But so I do that. Well, it's my first year doing it this year. I think it's gonna be cool. Just the Walmart stuff was awesome, and and I think in the future I want to get involved in a charity back home. I don't know what yet. I didn't have like like sometimes your grandparents or somebody in your family had a disease and you feel like this touch.
That's what you're able to connect to.
Exactly. Like I don't find that yet. I know I like kids, especially kids that are struggling and all that. Like, it'd be great to help them. Maybe it's gonna be that in a way, but I think we're gonna do one day like a charity with kids, and I don't know what yet. But
like a scholarship fund, something like that.
Yeah, something like that, or just like hockey gears are expensive. Not everyone can afford them, so it'd be great to raise money, buy them like gear, hockey gear, stuff like that. I don't know.
Yeah, it'd be awesome. And it's got to be rewarding stuff. I mean, even just you talking about going through Walmart and being able to kind of pick out some of these toys, I can just imagine like you smiling, picking this stuff out. And then when these kids actually come and open all this stuff and you see how happy these kids are going to be, the enjoyment from just that specific moment it's got to all pay off for it, which is awesome.
Totally. It's, we're put in a position that we're really privileged to be in, and some other people are not that fortunate. So to be able to help them just a little bit, or just to make them smile, it's awesome. It's one of the best feeling of what we do, and it's as cool as scoring a goal. You know? I just love doing that stuff. That's why every time they ask us to do stuff, I try to be in the community as much as I can. Last year, they didn't let me do it. This year, other guys did it. But last year, I did the Thanksgiving, bringing turkeys to families and all that. That was cool too.
Yeah, I saw the clips of that on Instagram of people just like walking up to the front door. And,
pretty much knocking on the door. Hey, what's up? So it's fun. Yeah, I'm lucky to be able to do that. Yeah, and I want to take advantage of it in really giving more that I can. Yeah,
it's awesome that you see it and you're able to give back and can appreciate it too, and know what you're doing for other people too. So, but we're going to have a little fun here. We're going to get into a draft, little hockey player draft for you. So first one you got to do, you got to start one, bench one, cut one.
Yeah.
3 players: Connor McDavid, Jack Hughes, and the rookie sensation, hype phenom, Connor Bedard.
Oh, actually, I think I'm going to start Connor McDavid.
Okay.
Just because he's the best in the league. I'm going to bench Jack Hughes.
Ooh.
And I'm going to, what is it? LT scratch?
You got to cut him.
Yeah, I'm cutting Bedard.
Wow.
Which is not, but he's only 18. So I'm cutting him. Sorry.
All right, next one is going to be Nikita Kucherov, Artemi, or Philip Forsberg.
Well, I'm not cutting Forsberg because he's my boy. I'm going to start Phil because I love him and he's a great player. I'm going to cut Panarin, and I'm going to bench Kucherov.
Kucherov is an absolute stud. Forsberg might have the best mustache in the world. It's quite amazing.
It's classy.
And that's like a thing that we were talking about, where it's like that's his brand, where it's you see him and you know that that's him. So.
100%. Yeah, he's doing a good job at that.
Yeah,
he's really out like through his social media and all that. I think he's doing a great job, and he's friend with all those football guys. Like, he's really good buddies with George Kittle and a bunch of them, like tight ends and stuff. So
I saw them like post a picture together. I don't know if they were like at a game or whatever it was, but
I think their wives are really close.
Yeah,
and that's how
Kittle's got a spot here. Yeah, that's where he does tight end university out here. So he brings out all the NFL tight ends for a camp every summer.
So it's probably all the tight ends and Phil.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
pretty much.
He's the only one. So. All right, let's set your all-time. You get any player, past or present, your all-time NHL lineup. Do you want me to go first so you have some time to think?
You go.
I would do Patrick Roy.
Yeah.
It's my favorite goalie growing up. My brother was a diehard Avalanche fan, so I kind of grew up between watching the Avalanche back when they had him and Sakic and Forsberg, and then between them and watching the Blackhawks because my dad and stepmom are diehard Hawks fans. So I'm putting him in the net. I'm going to go Gretzky because he's Gretzky. You can't not have him.
I agree.
Patty Kane.
Okay.
Because I love Patrick Kane.
Blackhawks.
Yep. I'm going to go Duncan Keith.
Blackhawks.
He was one of like the very first jerseys that I got.
Nice.
First sweater. Chris Chelios, who was one of my dad's favorite players, so I just like always would be watching him. And then my last one is a current guy who again, you can't go wrong with Alex Ovechkin.
All right, I like that.
Yeah.
I like it. Yeah, I'm gonna say Ovechkin too, because you said first jersey. That was my first jersey, like got as a kid too. Love that jersey. So I'm gonna say Ovechkin. You think he's gonna break the record, the scoring record? He's like 60 goals away, I think.
I mean, I don't think he's like stopping anytime soon.
Yeah, he didn't have the best start this year.
Yeah.
I think he's at 5 goals in 20 games. So I hope he breaks it. That'd be unreal.
Yeah.
That'd be unreal. So I'm gonna go him, winger. I'm gonna go Gretzky. I'm gonna put him at center or wing. Doesn't matter. And then I'm gonna go.
You're like, he's Gretzky. He can play whatever.
Yeah, he can play on D too. And then I'm gonna go Mario Lemieux, big body.
Lemieux is going to be one of my picks.
I mean, he's a good player. He's French, which I like, obviously. So yeah, that line I think is amazing. Gretzky.
Yeah, you're going to score a couple goals there.
Huh?
You're going to score a couple goals with those guys.
Gretzky just dishing, and then you got Lemieux, big body, and obviously Ovechkin scoring. But so those three, and then on D, that's tough. On D, I'm gonna go Lidstrom.
Okay.
That played in Detroit. Mm-hmm. They say it's like he's the best all-around defenseman that ever played a game. And then I'm gonna go all offense, Bobby Orr.
Okay.
Which they say is the best offensive defenseman that played the game. Anyway, those two, and then in net, that's tough. Obviously, lots of good Quebec French-speaking goalies. Patrick Roy is one of them. Mm-hmm. He actually played with my dad growing up.
Really?
Yeah, when they were 15 years old, they played in the same team. Small world, eh?
Yeah.
And Martin Brodeur, another French-speaking. So I'll be different than you. I'll go with Martin Brodeur.
Okay.
I think he's a legend back home.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
It's a good lineup.
Decent. Who's winning? My squad or yours?
That's what we'll put it. I'll put it together. I'll put a little graphic together and make people vote on whose team would win.
Yeah, you got some grit with Chelios.
We'll put it side by side. So you had a little game for me where we saw the Titans post on their social media when they were playing their game in London. Yeah. They made the players all guess English words and see if they knew any of them. You being a French Canadian, give me some French words that I have to try and guess.
All right. So my first word, I got inspired by Milwaukee. It's really popular there. Hopefully that helps you. It is. So I'm going to say it in as French as I can, right?
Okay.
I'm not going to say like, sometimes I put like an English accent. I'm not going to do that. I go straight French. So the word is bière.
Beer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, pretty good.
All right.
Wow, how'd you know that?
I'm French.
Just the sound of it?
Yeah, it sounds close to beer.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
How do you spell it?
Bière, B-I-E, but there's a little
like accent.
Yeah, R-E. Bière. My second word, I'm trying to like give you a chance to make it. Like just the how it sounds. Atmosphere.
I'm going to assume atmosphere.
Yeah, it is. Okay, that's good. That was like a trick
Atmosphere?
Atmosphere. Or l'atmosphere. Atmosphere.
Oh, wait. So it starts with an L?
Well, it's like, because there's a, you say that in English, I don't know, but there's a feminine and masculine to every word. Yeah. So this is like atmosphere.
Okay.
But that's pretty good. That's you. You
got 2 for 2.
2 for 2. Okay, let's go.
I'm getting my French card after this.
Yeah. Oh, we'll see. Let's go a bit like harder. Let's go glass.
I feel like guessing glass is going to be too easy.
Yeah. It's a tricky one.
Glass.
If you have that time, there's no way you got it.
It's a bathroom.
It's not. It's ice.
Damn it.
Ice.
Oh, man. I should have guessed that you would pick something hockey related.
Yeah. Bathroom. Decent. Yeah. But no, yeah. So glass, G-L-A-C-E.
So how do you say like you're going to the ice? Like you're going to play on the ice? Like how would you say that?
On va sur la glace. Yeah. We're going on the ice. Like on va sur la glace.
All right. Damn.
Okay, my last word. Okay, I got it. So this next word is a word that you love. You love that word. And it's chien.
Like is that the hint that I love it?
Yeah, that's the hint. You love it. I love it too, but you love it even more.
Shots.
No.
Damn it.
You love shots that much?
I don't know. I was thinking it starts with the S. I was like, what do I love?
Chien. I'll give you another hint. It's in here.
Lights? No, I don't love lights.
Dog.
Dogs?
A dog, yeah.
Really?
Yeah, Chien. Chien. Chien.
Damn, I never would have guessed that that's dog.
Yeah, isn't it crazy?
Not even close.
Not even close.
All right, I finished 2 for 2. That's not bad.
Yeah, decent.
Yeah, not bad.
Well, I'm surprised you got the beer one, to be honest.
Really? I thought that was like
Yeah, it's like
beer, sounds
beer.
close enough that I was like, oh, it's got to be beer.
Atmosphere was easy.
Yeah, because that's literally.
I should have started with atmosphere and then beer and whatever.
But they definitely got progressively harder. I would not have guessed
Chien.
like glass to be ice, and I would definitely not guess sheer to be dog.
Yeah, because chien is, there's no English words that sounds like it.
I was thinking like sheer, like see-through or something like that, and then I'm like, I don't know what it is. But then since you said it started with S, and you're like, oh, you love it, I'm like, oh, maybe he's talking about taking shots.
No, did I say it started with S?
Well, no, that's how. Well, I mean, like pronunciation-wise,
But shots.
Yeah. So I was like, maybe it's shots. All right. Well, let's talk about your life outside of the rink. Outside of playing hockey, you are a big sports fan.
Yep.
You like watching other sports, basketball, football. You like watching UFC fights. Formula One, you put me on to watching Drive to Survive.
Yep.
Which I fell into. And then obviously when it was just in Vegas, if you could pick any sport, any sporting event to go to as a fan,
Oh, wow.
what would you pick?
As a fan, wow, that's a good one. There's first that comes into mind is the Masters golf.
Okay.
I think that'd be crazy. And I think it's possible. Like with connection, like I could find a way to make it there.
Yeah.
So the Masters would be up there, but then the Super Bowl is the biggest game or biggest event of the year, pretty much. And the third one that comes to mind real quick is the Monaco Grand Prix.
That's what I thought you were going to end up picking would be Monaco.
So those three are like, they're up there for sure.
Like after watching the one in Vegas and like Eddie went to the one in Vegas.
Did he like it? Like
he loved it. Yeah.
Because everybody was saying that it wasn't good and all that.
Yeah, I saw a lot of that on like social media that like traveling and getting in and out of there was kind of a mess of just like the city being gridlocked and not really having it set. But Eddie said they didn't have like an issue at all.
Really? That's good.
And he had a fucking blast.
I'm sure. Because there's one in Montreal.
Yeah.
And I went not last summer, the other one. We were invited by Williams and we went like down and everything. We were like me and you to the cars and like the drivers going into the car for the practice round and all that. I was sick. And so I can't, like Monaco would be unreal as well.
Yeah, just the setting of Monaco would just, I mean, you're right on the coast of the water. It's all just a party.
Yeah.
I mean, it would be amazing to go to that.
But like being VIP in all those events, I think I would choose, oh my God. As like VIP, I think I'm going Monaco because it's so hard to probably go there. Like it's impossible. It's so expensive too. And then just like as a regular fan, I would go Super Bowl. Yeah, just because I don't know. As a fan,
who's your football team?
Packers.
All right.
Yeah, but I'm not. I'm more of a fantasy guy.
Yeah.
So I got a bunch of teams.
Are you in a fantasy league?
Oh yeah.
With a bunch of teammates or what?
Oh yeah. So
are you winning?
I'm third.
All right. Who's first?
Out of 12. Cole Smith and Tommy Novak. They're splitting a team.
Okay.
So, yeah, I'm actually third, which is not bad. I had Nick Chubb got hurt. Mike Williams got hurt. Mark Andrews got hurt.
That's all on your team?
All on my team.
And you're still in third?
Oh, battling.
See, so you're a good manager then because you're finding some replacements.
I'm all right.
Yeah.
I made one really good trade. I traded away Damon Pierce for Brees Hall.
Yeah.
So right before Brees Hall,
the Jets don't have a quarterback, so they've been leaning on Brees Hall.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
I am not the same in my fantasy league. I'm sitting at second to last, and Josh is last.
Oh, Obviously, Josh is last.
What do you guys have like a punishment for your league?
I think what they did last year, one of the guys, they had to caddy for somebody else. So it's like there's a golf, like at the end of the season, everybody goes golfing, and then this guy cannot play. He's like
He
the
has to caddy?
Yeah. And then switch around like groups.
Do they make him go in like full caddy gear?
Oh, yeah.
That's hilarious.
That'd be terrible. I think
Yeah.
that's a good one, too.
Who, speaking of golf, who on the team has the best golf swing?
Gustav Nyquist.
Really?
He's good. He's like a +1 handicap.
He's the best golfer on the team?
Oh, by
or just
far.
best swing?
Well, I'm guessing.
I'm sure it correlates, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. But
Maybe his putting game is just awful and he just...
he's unreal. Like,
Yeah.
He's super, super good.
Who's the worst?
We have a few pretty bad players, like guys that don't play.
Yeah.
But then we do that golf tournament at the beginning of the season and everybody's there. And like Saros isn't great. Trennan is not great. I'd say those two. Yeah.
It's funny that UC is the one that you pick because I think of a hockey swing like correlating to a golf swing, and then obviously UC's not shooting a lot, playing goalie. So I wonder if that has any like correlation, or do you think that you being able to swing a hockey stick correlates to golf? I know they're not really the same.
I think yes, because we're one of the only sports that always have a stick in their hand. Like obviously baseball, but I think it works too with golf. But there's not many sports that you have a stick and really like gotta have skills with it. So I think it does. Obviously, you're not gonna be Tiger Woods, but you're gonna be able to hit the ball. Yeah.
Your personal life, you just got engaged a little over a year ago.
Yep.
Planning to get married this coming summer, right?
Yeah, July 13th.
Okay. How much are you involved in the wedding planning?
A lot, actually, too much.
Ah.
Yeah, I'm invested in it.
Okay.
We did, because we got engaged not this summer, the one before. We had a lot of time. We knew we had 2 years, so we started really early. We found our wedding venue and all that, and I feel like I didn't think I was gonna be involved that much in a way that like I don't care about all the plates look and the forks,
flowers and stuff like that. Yeah.
But we had a meeting this summer. We went to that place and like, which one are we taking? And I knew right away. I was like, I don't like that. I don't like that. Yeah, I like that one.
Coming into it, you didn't think that you would care.
Yeah, I was like, I'm not gonna care. But as soon as we got there, I was like, I don't like that. I don't like that. And then be two choices. I'd be like asking Allie which one you like, and then she would tell me. I was like, oh yeah, that was.
Have
my
you guys
first.
been on the same page?
Yeah, we've been great.
Okay.
Yeah, we have similar tastes too.
Yeah.
Like, so it's been it's been exciting. I'm excited for it to come up. I'm excited to pick my suit too.
What are you thinking?
I think I'm going classic. So that's how I approach it.
Classic black tux, just
yeah. That's how I approach it. I want the wedding and the pictures to be like timeless.
Yeah.
I want to like in 50 years when my grandchildren are looking at it to be like, damn.
You look good there.
Yeah, classy, you know.
Yeah.
That's how I approach it. So every decision I'm trying to be like, oh, this is classic, like long term, and yeah,
You can't ever go wrong with it.
that's what I think too.
Yeah.
Like I have a nice watch, nice haircut, just classic. I don't know.
How'd you do it? How'd you pop the question?
Oh yeah, we were on a trip to Miami, and I kept telling her like, because we've been together for a long time now, 9 years, and I kept telling her like, obviously we were doing long distance relationship, so I was telling her, we're not gonna get. Obviously you're the love of my life, but I don't want to do it as long as we're not living together full time.
Yeah.
And then I finally made a decision, and I knew she would have no clue. So we were taking a walk on the beach, and I knew there was a setup. I arranged like a setup, like candles and like really cheesy like flowers and all that, music. And once we got there, she saw the setup and she's like, "Oh, look at that." I'm like, "Yeah, you want to walk over there?" Because we're like a bit further. So she's like, "What the hell?" We're walking, and then as soon as we get close enough, she heard her song, and then by the beach, by the ocean and all that. So she knew right away, and she was like just in shock. So yeah, nice little setup by the beach.
Yeah.
It was cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I know like you think it's cheesy and whatever, but I'm sure that moment for her was just absolutely perfect.
Yeah,
So,
that was the most. I had so much fun like picking the ring because I had no clue what she liked, nothing. So I had
she wasn't dropping hints the last couple of years.
nothing because
Oh,
she was
Maddie
like,
sends me DMs on Instagram all the time of just like rings. So I just have them like saved in a list.
yeah.
So I know what to look for.
So I didn't have that at all because I kept telling her like it's not gonna happen as long as we're not together full time. And so I showed up to the jewelry store. I have no clue what I'm looking for, and the guys helped me. And I went a second time. And when I went back, I was like, "Okay, I want that." He kept showing me rings. I'm like, I don't like it. Like it's nice ring, but it doesn't like. And then he changed something. I was like, "Yeah, that's the one."
As soon as he did it, then you just knew.
Yeah, and I knew she was gonna love it. And
Yeah.
sure thing, she did. Yeah, that was cool. The process of it, and then to like wait to ask her, that was cool too. The excitement because I knew she was gonna freak out, and I knew she was gonna say yes.
Yeah.
So I wasn't nervous. I was just excited about finally telling her that I've been planning this for months. You know, that was the coolest part.
How long did you have the ring before you actually proposed?
I ordered the ring, I think, in like January, February, and it got ready in Nashville at like end of May. And I proposed, but it was cool because that was the end of the season, and I was supposed to drive back. She was back home in Montreal, and I kept telling her, "Oh, I'm waiting for my plates."
Oh, I remember
my car
you
plates.
Yeah, you were having to like make an excuse.
Yeah,
to
because
stay
I was
and wait
waiting for the ring.
Yeah, yeah.
She was so choked.
She's like, "What's taking you so long to leave
Exactly.
Nashville?
Yeah.
The season's over."
Like, why are you staying in Nashville? Are you
Yeah.
having too much fun on Broadway or what?
Yeah.
I'm like, my plates can do it.
Oh man, that's
Yeah.
good. I think for you, obviously you know Maddie, my girlfriend, very well. I think we're very similar in the aspect of like our other half, where obviously you're very successful in the NHL. I consider myself to be very successful in my field as a DJ, like being one of the most popular DJs in Milwaukee, and then now coming here and being able to play everywhere. But then I look at the stuff that Maddie does, and I'm like, wow, like I don't do shit.
Yeah.
And they're the ones that are doing it. And same kind of thing with Allie, like from basically like working on running her own practice and getting done with school and everything, and being a strong and independent and just person that's going to be able to drive you because of the success that she has is the same way that I look at Maddie, where now she's getting her job offer from Vandy and getting into a career where she's going to do so well, and she's put all this time into it in the past, and now it's finally like all paying off. It's just awesome to see.
100%. The commitment they have is all of my mind. It's crazy. Like the amount of hours she studied to get there, and all like her residency, all the hours she put in, and she was like she hated it and blah blah blah. That it's finally paying off. It's amazing. Yeah, we got great taste in women. Me and you are smart guys.
I'm just like now, basically, I got myself my sugar mama. So.
Yeah, me too. 100%.
No, that's awesome. But she gets into a lot of stuff, and now this is her first year living with you here, which has got to be awesome. I mean, we were talking about the mental aspect of the game a lot earlier, and I feel like that's got to be a huge one for you, where in all the years past, you're alone. So when it comes to maybe after having a bad game or after a week where you're just so tired and like all you want to do is be able to come home and talk to her and just be with her, and then she's not here because she's still back at home finishing up school. Now she is here, and now you have that person to be able to come home to be able to talk to. It's how much has that just helped you this year already, just in the short amount of time that she's been here?
Yeah, it's massive. It makes such a big difference. It's actually insane. Kind of scary almost. But yeah, just to be able to come back home and be able to talk about something else than hockey, think about something else than hockey, and just to disconnect, to really like do something else, and doing it with a person you love makes it 10 times better as well. But just to be able to like, just disconnect and do something else than hockey. during the season. It's huge. I think you gotta get your mind off, and she helps me like a lot with that. Of just let's do something else, and then my mood is bad sometimes, but then I get back home, and it's like life's good. We're really lucky to be together and to do what we do, and we're really like I'm really grateful for her and for all the opportunities we got as a couple and as individuals. So it's we're really lucky. It helps a lot.
And you guys are all pretty close knit too as a team. All the wives and girlfriends are always doing stuff together.
Yeah,
you guys are getting into that pickleball league, which I think is awesome and something that's fun where everybody can kind of get together, connect, and like you said, kind of take your mind off of hockey too. How much do you think team bonding off the ice helps you on the ice as well?
Yeah, it makes a huge difference. Just to be excited when you get to the ring because you love the group of guys you're around. Same for the wives. Like they started the pickleball league and they're meeting. I don't know if they're still doing it because it's getting colder, but they were meeting every week for a game, and they would like have teams and make hats, and they would bring like sparkling wine or champagne after the games to like just to bond together. And I think with the guys, it's easier to bond a little bit because we all have the same goal, we all have the same passion and all that. The wives, it's a bit tougher, so it's cool that they did that. And I think the closer they get, the closer we're gonna get as well.
Yeah.
So everybody's like all together, and we have great group of people, like genuine people, like just it's been we're really lucky. It's been good.
It's funny seeing how competitive they are in the pickleball league too, where I know like Allie was talking about whoever was like the best and winning it, and then how competitive like you were playing it too, where it's exactly how I would be out there too.
Oh yeah, we had a team event beginning of the season. Like everybody was playing, management, coaches, all the wives, players, obviously the wives as well. So we were all like splitting. We didn't pick our team, so we kind of played against one another.
Okay.
So I didn't play against Ali because my team didn't play their team. But
bracket didn't line up.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Bracket didn't line up. So
you were probably hoping for it.
Oh,
though.
I was hoping because I'm really competitive, and I think she's more competitive than I am. And she's a bad loser.
Okay.
If she loses at a game, she's not good. So I wanted to play against her because she was always like, "Oh, we got our league. Like I'm better than you," kind of stuff. And I was like,
starts to chirp you around the house.
I'm like, "You're not better than me. Like relax." And then we didn't play against one another. But after when my team lost, her team lost, we played like together versus another couple, and we couldn't work together.
Really?
Yeah. I'm like expecting more from her sometimes than I am from me. So I was like, "What are you doing? Hit the ball."
You're like, "Why didn't you get that?"
Yeah.
She's like, "I thought you were gonna go for it."
Yeah. We were so bad at communication, which is crazy because we're good off sports.
Yeah.
So it was funny to see our competitive side. I was like, we got to figure it out. We should play.
I would love to.
2-on-2.
I'm also a very competitive person.
Maddie is
We can do me and you versus them.
Oh no. But that'd be cool, yeah.
What's your favorite team bonding event that you've ever done? I know you guys go golfing a lot.
Yeah.
Which that's always got to be a good one because golf's awesome and good to get out with the boys. But you guys have done a couple in the past too, where it's like dressed up as the WWE wrestlers.
Yeah.
What's your favorite one that you guys have ever done?
Yeah, that's all the rookie parties. That's been so much fun. But like you said, I love everything with golf because I love golf so much. But yeah, that one, WWE, was for rookie party in Milwaukee. We got the rookies dressed up as wrestlers. And
so funny.
They did such a good job, like dressing up.
Yeah.
That was hilarious. But so I'm going to say that's hard.
This can be anything. It doesn't have to be like the rookie parties, just the kind of what off the ice team bonding stuff has been your like most memorable event with the team.
I'm going to say we went to a Morgan Wallen concert last year. That was cool because I love music so much. I love going to concerts and stuff. So that was a good one. And then we were supposed to go to Drake. So that would have been my favorite one because he's my favorite rapper.
Comes back in February.
I know. Yeah. It's our All-Star weekend.
Oh, really?
So yeah, I'm gonna be able to go probably.
Nice. Yeah, he's back-to-back nights.
Yeah, but yeah, I'm gonna say that Morgan Wallen concert.
Yeah, because then you guys are just all together, just able to just hang out. I'm sure you're sitting in a suite somewhere.
Exactly. Yeah, had a very good time. We went to Luke Combs too at
Nissan.
Nissan. Yeah, that was fun.
Are you a country fan?
Not really.
Yeah,
but I like
just
Morgan
live
Wallen.
music.
Yeah, and I love live music. Exactly. Luke Combs we went, but I don't know like much songs. I'm a rap, hip hop and R&B and electronic.
All right, so last thing we're gonna do, I'll hit you with some rapid fire questions.
Yep.
We got first NHL check. What's something that you bought?
Nothing.
Saved it all.
Yeah, saved it all. I got my first check, my signing bonus in junior. It was a good amount, and my parents were always like conservative and all that, so it was.
It taught you well then.
Yeah, it taught me well. Saved it all.
Can you say how much it was or no?
It was 43 after tax.
Okay.
43,000.
What is
that was one part of it.
Yeah, that's just to sign it. Yeah.
Well, like it was split in 3 years, if that makes sense.
Okay. So you would get was it the same thing every year then?
Yeah.
Okay.
Similar, yeah.
Yeah. What is the most expensive purchase that you've made since being in the NHL?
My condo, I guess, back home.
Okay.
Other than that, I bought a car, which wasn't crazy, but my car, and then traveling, I guess.
Yeah.
We bought
vacation or something like that.
Yeah, vacation.
Go to Mexico.
We bought our honeymoon tickets for this summer.
Where's the honeymoon?
We're going south of France.
Okay. Nice.
So the Côte d'Azur, all the French River area. We're just 8 days, so it's not long, but it'll be cool.
Just 8 days, but no big deal.
But and I don't know if I should say that, but this is one of my biggest expense because I bought like first class tickets.
Yeah.
And it's crazy money. To me, it's crazy.
Yeah.
So that'd be one of them.
What's the biggest tab that you've ever had to pay with the team?
That I paid?
Yeah. Like when you're a rookie, do they make you pay? Like I see a lot of like NBA teams.
Yeah, how we do it is you give a certain amount of money.
Okay.
So that was the most. Obviously, it was a few thousand. So that'd be the most I spent. $5,000 exactly.
You obviously being French Canadian, what is your favorite type of French fry? And just know that Maddie will judge you on this answer.
When you say type, like what are the options?
Like, do you like crinkle cut? Do you like waffle fry? Do you like curly fry? Do you like steak fries?
Okay.
Do you want me to pull up a list?
No, you're good. So I like straight fries.
Yep.
Pretty big, not like overly large, but like pretty big. I don't like.
You don't like the shoestring, like the little thin ones.
I actually want potato in it. And then, and this is, I don't know if you're going to understand that. It's kind of weird. But you know when they're like darker from the oil? Oil, yeah?
Yeah.
That's how I like it. They're like more greasy a little bit because they're black. Or I like crispy, but they don't need to be overly crispy.
Yeah.
It's really, they're more like...
But you just like them deep fried more.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. All right. So you are allowed to pick yourself. Who is the best dressed on the team?
Saros.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm jealous of his style.
Yeah?
I like to dress up too, and I think I'm decent at it, but he's really good.
I do like when whoever runs your guys' social media will post like all you guys suited and ready for games and just kind of like the pregame fit checks.
What do you think of that? I have a question for you. You know, all the NBA, like they all dressed up as they want, the NFL too. You think like that'd be cool to see the personalities of hockey players?
Absolutely.
Because we have to wear suits, obviously, and which I like. I like suits, super nice.
But that's an NHL rule, though, right? Isn't it? Or is that
team
just,
rule.
Okay, that's just the Preds.
But everybody does it.
Yeah,
unless
that's why I thought it was like an NHL because I always see everybody just wearing suits. Whereas like that used to be a thing in the NBA, and then they got rid of it whenever Allen Iverson played
got
or whatever.
To the league,
yeah. And now players can just wear whatever the hell they want. Which like you're saying, I would much rather see you guys and see you be able to represent yourself in your own style wearing whatever you're able to wear. Plus, I also think that opens up opportunities for you to work with other brands, where so many of these other athletes, if you look at like a Russell Westbrook, who has his hands in so much things fashion-wise, or like a PJ Tucker, who's a huge sneakerhead, it just gives you guys more opportunity to work with these other brands, to work with a Nike, to Adidas, maybe a Nashville clothing company that's up and coming, and put on other brands too. So
I agree.
Be cool.
It'd be great. I think the fans would love it. And because even you said Russell Westbrook, he's got his brand Honor to Give. I bought some of his clothing, I think, just because I liked him as a player, and I was like, oh, this is sick. So I bought it, you know?
Yeah, see? Same kind of thing that then you guys could end up doing. So who's the worst dressed?
The worst dress? Probably a guy like, and it's not that bad, obviously, but like Cole Smith.
Okay.
Just because, or Tommy Novak.
Do they just not try hard?
Well, like Cole Smith is not, he doesn't carry like comfortable stuff, and he's got a decent style, but he's more like fishing and hunting and all that.
Gotcha.
So that's less my style. And Novi is trying to get his style going. He's gonna get up there. But he just had a tough style, but now he's getting to it, so it'll be better.
Who is the funniest person on the team?
Tyson Berry.
Okay.
Yeah, he's hilarious. It's funny. Just never
just quick-witted, or jokes, or what?
Yeah, jokes, comments, tripping a little bit. Like he never stops.
Your favorite artist right now? Is it Drake?
No, Rod Wave.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm in this era right now of always listening to him.
So you just went to that concert?
Yeah, now I listen to his albums all the time.
All right.
Yeah.
Last question, and this is one I ask whenever I have athletes on here. Who is controlling the aux in the locker room? Tyson Berry. I think Colton Sisson is doing it a little bit. Okay.
Yeah, those two.
I find it very interesting for you, as opposed to like talking with Travis or talking to people from the Bucks that I know, where the NHL is so different as far as players being from all over, where you have U.S. players, you have Canadian players, you have European players, you have Russian players, where it all becomes just a big melting pot of culture within the locker room. So then when I think about music being played, I'm like, who's running this? What are you guys playing? What's going on in there? Because there's so much different variety of nationalities in there.
Yeah, but we only play English songs. Yeah. We don't play I wish we could play some French.
Yeah.
It'd be nice, but
one of the days somebody puts a French rapper on, you're going to be like, how the hell do you know this?
That would be unreal.
Yeah.
But the majorities of the guys are all English, so we only stick to English.
Yeah.
But I think it's the hardest job to please everybody, and you got to be on top of your things. And it's 82 games. There's a lot of pressure.
You got to be updating the playlist.
I did it a little bit in Milwaukee.
Yeah.
And I hated it. So much pressure. And I would play a song and thinking everybody's going to love it. And you're looking around and nobody's bumping to it. You're like, oh no. Okay, this one's off. Okay, what's the next one? Playing that one. And now you see people like this, yes, sir. It's actually a great feeling.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Now you know what it's like to be a DJ.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On a smaller scale, obviously, but no, it's a lot of pressure. You're good at your job because it's hard.
I appreciate it. Yeah. But yeah, that's all I got, man. I appreciate you so much for stopping by, hanging out, seeing the place. I know you haven't been over here yet. But seriously, thank you for taking the time. Sit down, tell your story, get out to these listeners and these viewers, and let them know a little bit about yourself. So for those of you that are watching on YouTube, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button. Leave a comment on the show. Let me know what you guys think about it. If you're listening on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, make sure you follow it. Give us that 5-star review. Make sure you follow Alex. Instagram is Alex.Carrier. I'll put it up on all the description stuff, so you can just click the link. You don't have to type it in. But yeah, make sure you follow him. Anything else you need to plug yourself?
No. Thanks for having me. That was fun. Yeah, I enjoyed
absolutely. That's all we got, man. Until next week, we will see you guys later. Peace. Check. Mic check. 1, 2.
Yo, is this thing on or what?